All right, we've done plenty with 45, 45, 90, so we're just going to move on. So this is the next type of special right triangle. All right? So we have a 90-degree angle right here. That's a little oversized. And then we have a 30-degree angle and a 60-degree angle. Okay? Since the 30, 60, 90. Now, since it is a right angle, right triangle, we're still going to have a hypotenuse. Okay? But the only difference is we have the small angle here. So we have the small or short side or leg. And then we have the, I guess you want to say the large side or leg. But not the longest side, because remember, the hypotenuse is still the longest side. So, in a 30, 60, 90 triangle, the length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg. Now, here's where we get confusion, because when we were learning 45, 45, 90, we kept repeating, we're not multiplying by 2, we're multiplying by radical 2, and that's not going to change. We use radical 2 with 45, 45, 90. Cement that in your brain. Now, with 30, 60, 90s, we're going to use two different numbers. Radical 3 and 2. All right? So, the length of the hypotenuse is twice the length of the shorter leg. And in fact, the short leg is the most important one. Because when we ever have a choice, we're always going to start and go from the short leg to the hypotenuse, because all we do is multiply by 2. And the longer leg, we multiply by radical 3. Okay? So it's always easier to start from the short leg if possible. Here we go. Label first. Okay? So, hypotenuse out here. Draw an arrow from 30. And we can call this, we can abbreviate the SL, the short leg. And we can call this LL, the long leg. Right? We always want to go from the short leg. So the short leg to the hypotenuse is just double. And the short leg to the long leg is just that number and a radical 3. That's it. So, number 2 we label hypotenuse, short leg, long leg. We always start with the short leg. We're going to go to the hypotenuse and double it. 14. Going to go from the short leg to the long leg, and we're going to multiply by radical 3, which just means sticking it on there. Now, when given a hypotenuse that's an even number, always go to the short side first. We always want to go from that number. It's easiest. So, we have to label first. So here's my hypotenuse, here's my short leg, and here's my long leg. It's extremely important to label these, because otherwise everything falls apart. So we always want to go, if we have a hypotenuse, from here to here. 14 divided by 2 is 7. And now from the short leg to the long leg, 7 radical 3. Okay? Keep it up. This is the hypotenuse. Short leg, long leg. We always want to go to the short leg. That's easiest, so we're going to divide by 2. If you want to put that here, you can. And that's 13. And then we're going to go this way and multiply by radical 3. 13 radical 3. All right. Always label first. Whoops. I love this board. There we go. So that's the hypotenuse, short leg, long leg. So we always go from hypotenuse to the short leg if we can. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Then we go to the long leg, we just tack a radical 3 on there. All right, what do we have here? We have the short leg. That's great. That's where we want it to go. We're going to start there and go to the hypotenuse. So we're going to double it. And we're also going to go from here. So the nice thing is, remember, this is the starting point for both the hypotenuse and the long leg. 3 radical 3. All right, level 2. With a longer leg, when we give them the longer leg and it's a radical 3, find the short side first. So, short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. We always want to try to get this. Okay? So think about it. If we went from the short leg to the long leg and multiplied, if we're going from the long to the short, we're going to divide by radical 3. And we say this is not that tough because 2 radical 3 divided by radical 3, boom, 2. And now, just like we did in the beginning, we're just going to double and get 4. Okay? Next one. And hit pause if you need to. Remember, always hit pause if you need to. Hypotenuse, short leg, long leg. So we're going from the long leg to the short leg, so we're going to divide by radical 3. You can just see it right here. That makes this 20. And then going from here to here, we just double it to get 40. Okay, level 3. Given the longer leg, find the shorter side, then find the hypotenuse. Now this is a little bit more work, especially on the boards like this. So this is the long leg. This is the short leg. That's the hypotenuse. Now this is going to require a little bit more work because we need to do 12 divided by radical 3. Going from the long leg to the short leg. We divide. So we're getting smaller. But we can't leave it like that, so we have to do this. So that gives me 12 radical 3, and we've been doing this the whole time, over, just plain 3, which will then simplify to 4 radical 3. Now, when we go to the hypotenuse, we just double it, times 2. That's an outside number. So we're not going to touch the radical 3. We're just going to do 4 times 2 and get 8 radical 3. Okay, again. Long leg, short leg, where we're going first, hypotenuse. So, wherever you want to do it, 18 divided by radical 3, because we're going to the shorter leg. So we divide. We must rationalize. So that's 18 radical 3 over just 3. And then we simplify. 3 goes into 18 6 times. So the short leg is 6 radical 3. And then we simply double here, and we just touch the outside number. The radical 3 stays the same. Okay, now it's kind of mixed up. What do we have? Well, we have the short leg. From the short leg, we can find either one, the hypotenuse or the longer leg first. Doesn't make a difference. So from the short leg to the hypotenuse, times 2. Only the outside number, so 18 radical 2. Now going to the long leg, we just multiplied by radical 3, right? So that's going to be 9. Radical 2 times radical 3 is radical 6, which does not simplify. And that's it. Okay, what do we have here? We have the long side. Long leg. Short leg. Hypotenuse. You always want to go to the short leg if we can. So we're going to divide by radical 3. So 15 divided by radical 3. We must rationalize, get it off the bottom. That gives me 15 radical 3 over 3. Now we're going to give you numbers like this where it works. 15 over 3 is 5. So the short leg is 5 radical 3. And then to go to the hypotenuse, we just multiply by 2, the outside number. 10 radical 3. And that's it.